Okay, so Nigel Farage's position on mass deportations. Now, before the local elections, he was saying that, yeah, he's going to get rid of all the illegal immigrants already in this country. He was going to set up a minister for deportations. That was his plan. He said that Zai Yusuf and his policy team were working on a policy to, it was basically a strategy to remove all the illegal immigrants from this country over 5 years. And they said that that policy had been drafted and that it was ready to be published. Now, they said that that policy was going to be published in May. May has come and gone. The local elections have come and gone. No policy, nothing. It's gone dead on that situation completely. So from that, we can gather that Nigel Farage was lying. He had no intentions of mass deportations of illegal immigrants. There was no policy or anything like that. Otherwise, they would have announced it on May the 27th when they had their press conference announcing all the other twaddle policy that they announced. So we know that Nigel Farage is a pathological liar and we can't trust him. He won't deliver on the things that we want him to deliver on. So the Reform Party is a dud. It's a fake party. But June Slater, she also says it's a political impossibility. It's too dangerous to remove all these illegal immigrants, these undocumented illegal immigrants. She actually yesterday pointed to America and said, look at what happens when you try to mass deport illegal immigrants. Of course, she left out vital facts that the only reason that situation was allowed to escalate is because the mayor and governor of Los Angeles refused to take action. They were actively working against the federal government. And now they face arrest themselves for harbouring dangerous criminals, for harbouring illegal immigrants. But she left all that out of her conversation. She just pointed to all the illegal immigrants kicking off and saying this is what's going to happen in this country without actually stating why it actually happened in the first place. So, a bit disingenuous of June Slater there, spreading misinformation, trying to paint a situation in a different light to what was actually happening. So, lots of people in the comments saying you can't trust June Slater, and I agree, you can't trust June Slater. And many people say, why do you tackle her? Why do you refute what she's saying? She's worthless. She just talks a lot of rubbish. Because she has a lot of influence on a channel. She's spreading that misinformation to people who believe and trust her. So it's important that when we see people doing that have a big following, we have to challenge what they're saying so that people have an alternative to the narrative that they are portraying themselves. That's why we have to do it. That's why I do it anyway. But they offer up no solutions. Nigel Farage, no solutions on the mass deportations, an alternative to doing mass deportations. Same with June Slater. All they'll ever say is it won't work. So the only alternative that we can assume that they are in favour of is offering these people citizenship, because that's the only other option you can do. And to be honest with you, they want to give citizenship to people who we have no clue who they are, what their past is. They're basically the third world's criminals. They've turned out all their prisons and said, here you go, make your way to Britain. And that's exactly what's happened. That's why murder rates are going up. That's why rapes are going up. Our streets are more dangerous. Let's not forget, right, Nigel Farage and June Slater are never going to face the consequences of what they're advocating for. They live in nice houses out in the country where this will never, ever touch them. And that's the truth of the matter. In the meantime, it's people like me and you who live in the towns and cities that are going to have to deal with this. They don't live a mile away from an illegal migrant hotel. Their children aren't going to be followed home from school on a daily basis by people with dubious intentions, are they? That's us. That's why we need to vote for parties that are going to tackle the illegal immigrant situation by doing mass deportations of these people. That's what we need. And any party not offering that is not a party you should be voting for. This is Vindicator signing off.